So I think just a bit
I'll
of teamwork.
accept that.
Bit of teamwork together, because
It's better for them.
Our kids are so clever, and that they can easily smell out weakness. So if they know I'm not supported by you, they're just gonna completely annihilate me.
Just on the subject of you being sick and stuff like that, like with my wine, it's just more a case of I don't know what I'm doing. Like I get sort of told off for everything.
Babe, I couldn't even talk. Never mind tell you.
No, but you know, I can just tell that you're like pissed off with me for breathing. And I just think if you just, I probably will want to be just if you just
because I
don't tell me off for breathing, really.
I genuinely believe that when I'm ill, you just don't know what to do, and then I feel like you're mean to me.
No, because I don't. There's nothing that I could do right. It's like when you're pregnant. Absolutely
Why
nothing.
are you looking at my hand?
Why not?
Never mind tell you.
No, but, you know, I can just tell that you're like.
I would just like a little bit more. Are you okay? Do you want a water?
I thought I did that whole time.
No, you didn't. You just shut the door.
You know,
You didn't make me a cup of tea because I couldn't even drink tea.
Cups of tea. I did. I don't even remember.
That's hilarious. You don't even remember all the stuff I did for you.
Yeah. Literally, I didn't even get a back rub when I was literally vomiting everywhere. I was trying to do it so loud as well, so you could like hear me from the next room and just come in and see the severity of it.
God, I wonder what that noise was.
There's nothing worse. Like, even like when my mum used to live with us, like my mum used to get up and help me when I had the vomiting bug.
I did help you. I didn't know you were sick at all. Like thrown up for a night. I didn't know that. Honestly, genuinely.
Yeah, because you were.
It's only because you had Sophia in the room. I couldn't get into the bed. Otherwise, I'd be there next to you. All right, listen. I think we can both take on board. You know, both of those.
Because I love playing like nurse to you when you're sick. I'm literally.
I enjoy it myself.
I'm literally. I come in, like I open the windows, I shake all the duvet out, I realign your pillows, puff them all up for you. You've got water. I check all the time. I come and like feel if you're hot.
I genuinely can't remember the last time I was sick. Like touch wood. Been, you know, I can't remember. But I'm sure you do. You are a good nurse.
Like John, my brother got it after us. So like I was literally looking after him. And it should have been like my recovery day. And I was running up to the top floor, making sure he had water, opening the windows, checking he was okay, giving him a toothbrush. You know, he was so ill. And I don't know where you were.
I was there. You know, also it's a job looking after the kids as well, isn't it?
Sorry, what was that?
Without you there.
Sorry, what was that?
No, I'm not just like got my feet up.
Sorry, did you say it was difficult looking after kids on your own?
Yeah, I know
Did
it
you?
is. Of course it is.
Oh,
Should have seen him at Goodwolf the other day.
I know, yeah.
You're a knob, aren't you? Should we get into the audience wines?
Go on then.
Yeah, got some here, right? We went on holiday last week for my birthday. Upon leaving the accommodation on my birthday for a day out, I asked if his coat was in the car. He replied, yes. As we got to our destination, it started to rain. He'd realised his coat was not in the car.
Oh,
then
God.
for the next few hours, he moans, blaming me that I was the one that forgot his coat and wore my coat the whole time in the rain, and I wore a T-shirt. I was cold and wet. He then let my mum take her coat off to give to me instead of him giving my coat back. Where is chivalry these days? And on my birthday, needless to say, I felt so special.
Feel your sister.
You don't. That is not. I would never do that to you. You have the coat. How many times have you had my coat in our lifetime?
That's true.
I would never let you.
Yeah, but you're always hot.
Damn right.
It's not because you give me a coat because you're warm, not because I'm cold. That's the kind of person you are.
That is not true.
Carry that for us up.
Yeah.
I would give you the shirt off my back. You know I would. I open doors for you. I like to think that I am a gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
In many ways.
I've actually got another wine.
Oh.
Because you know when we were talking about like remember Pete admitted to the nation he hasn't been as kind as he should be to me, appreciative, and he said things are going to change. They just didn't.
but why do I get moaned at all the time and then have to appreciate you at the end of it? I don't understand that.
Yeah, but we could. I think because we're having this wine.
Cut me some slack, Jesus.
Because we're having this wine segment in our podcast. It's like we moan at each other all the time. Like he actually did genuinely say then, I haven't got anything to moan about this week. So he had to dig deep and find one. We don't argue ever, do we?
Well, it's not, yeah, we bicker on this, don't we? Because I suppose that's how it goes, but we don't normally, no.
No, because we're talking about it now when normally at home we would just go, fucking twat.
Bottle it up.
Under your
Ring
breath.
your mate and tell them instead.
Yeah.
That's what Mickey Flanagan was.
Such a bastard.
Mickey Flanagan. Was that Mickey Flanagan who was saying that? Like when his wife said something to him and he was like that. Behind the door, like,
She got a
yes,
vent.
darling.
Yeah.
Venting's good. Keeps it fresh. Keeps resentment at bay.
Yeah, so I think that's not great, I don't think, from him.
That's actually an ick for me, that. A man with an umbrella.
He didn't have a brolly.
I know he didn't have a brolly, but he still wanted a coat on.
But as he the worst thing is, she's told him about if you got your coat, and he said,
the worst thing is, it leaves the school bags in the car at drop off every single day. School drop off, comes home with every school bag and has to go back. Oh, the worst thing is, like, he said he had the coat in the car.
No, she said he had the coat. She messed up.
What I'm saying is, she said to him, have you got your coat? And he said yes. Got there, blamed her, and then took her coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm on the girl's side here.
And so you.
That's not me. I wouldn't take your coat.
No, you wouldn't take my coat,
No,
but you
I'd drive to school and I'd leave all the bags in the school and come back and I'd go home. Yeah, 100%. I do that a lot.
most days.
Yeah, most
That's
days,
why I
yeah.
hate you putting stuff in the boot.
But since COVID, you don't have to get the car out of the car. So when you, obviously since COVID, you drive there and the kids get out of the car, you drop them off.
Mm-hmm.
They get out and they get their own bags. So now I'm just used to that now. I just sit in the car and they get their own bags.
But a 3-year-old can't get a bag out the boot, babe.
Well, I mean, what are we teaching them?
So Pete loves doing the school run. And I don't like it because they just cry at me the whole time. Like, I don't want to go to school then. They're fighting over like an iPad. I want to sit in the front. I want to do that. So it's just so much easier, like when Pete's not in work, for him to take them. But every morning he puts the bags in the boot and I say, Pete, I wouldn't put the bags in the boot because you're going to forget them. And every time you do.
Yeah.
That's fair comment.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that.
Mm.
Regularly, I drive home and just see the bags in the boot.
And go, oh, they've got to drive all the way back. And bearing in mind, it's an hour 10 there and back for the school run.
Frick that.
Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, going back to that guy, like that, you definitely wouldn't do that to me.
I wouldn't do that to you, no.
But I want my man to just like get soaked in the rain. I want him to like not be scared of rain at all.
I agree with that, yeah.
You know, like a man with an umbrella is so...
Yeah, but I don't mind an umbrella. Like, if it's lashing down, it's pointless being soaked.
But I love like a wet man.
Oh my
Is Neanderthalic a word?
Neanderthalic it is now.
Yeah. You got a bit Neanderthalic.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
it's a bit like... It's manly, isn't it? I'm just going to get wet because I'm a man and then I'm just going to like take my clothes off and like shake my hair in the rain.
Yeah.
It's mannish.
Yeah, I get that.
Instead of fucking Bim with a brolly like that. Oh, little drop of rain on me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
So next time it starts raining, babe,
Oh, man, I can't wait.
I want you out
I'm
there
going to go
topless.
Do you want to do this next one? Top there.
When you've been with the kids all day and your partner gets home and sits in their car on their phone for half an hour, does this only happen to me? We don't do that to each other, do
And
we?
you do it to me.
I do not.
Yeah, you know you do. Yeah. Yeah, but you don't have the decency to sit in the car. No, you just come in on loudspeaker, sit next to me, and go for another 2 hours. Not half an hour, 2 hours. I've never known anyone speak on the phone as much as you.
Yeah, because I don't live in the same place as my friends, as my best friends?
I don't know.
When was the
My
last time
phone
you
calls.
spoke to your friend on the phone?
I can't remember.
Your friends.
I literally can't remember. It's bad, isn't it? Really.
I speak to Kaz 10 times a day.
If I rang,
Alfie 10 times a day.
I know you do, yeah, because I hear every single conversation. If I spoke to my mate, if I
He'd
rang,
say that, did Kaz get that gold shirt?
I find myself just being part of it. It's like, which dress did she decide on, Dave? Fucking hell. Oh, what have I become? Unbelievable.
You love it
Did she
secretly.
get her hair tinted yesterday?
Tinted.
How's that new town working on, Kaz? Oh, Mom, I'm in it. I'm literally feel like I'm living it. I'm literally watching the telly or something, or but I'm listening to that.
But this is coming from the man who buys his own frigging shampoo and
Well, have
face
to,
cream
don't
off
you?
Amazon.
You used to buy it for me. That's the difference. That's what's happened. You used to buy me all these things. You used to think of me at the shop and go, oh, he'd love that. He'd like that.
Maybe that's because subconsciously I'm aging. And
I think subconsciously you don't give a fuck anymore.
You're far too comfortable.
Yeah, but no,
Feet under the table, no.
men age so
Power
much better.
shifting.
Men age so much better than women. So maybe I'm trying to sabotage you.
What I've gone 6.5.
You've got 6.5, so I'm like, fuck, no more collagen for him. I buy you all the stuff, all the vitamins, all the collagen.
You don't, babe. Honestly, you've given up a bit on me.
Peter, are you joking? I bought you Serious Gains.
That was about 2 years ago.
It's still in date, Tom.
No, you've given up on me. That's fine. Things have got slack. I'll be honest with you. And I'm not saying, you should be doing this and that for me. I'm just saying, just the odd thing. Like, face cream, shampoos, like little things that you used to buy for me. Like I go, oh, look, there's a new
I bought you some dental floss
stuff.
that I knew you like.
But, yeah, thank you. Didn't get me Corsadil though, did you?
Corsadol. It's Vagisil and Corsadol.
I got you some of that the other day, didn't I?
We're not taking this podcast down that route. Thank you.
Oh, cheers. I didn't do that. I think that takes us nicely into the episode today, which is basically parenting, laying down the law, different styles.
I think the thing with parenting, the whole chat around parenting, it never ends. There's so many elements to it. And, we are very hands-on parents and we, but at the moment I feel like I am struggling with just managing every single school schedule. All their homeworks, their after school clubs. Like Sophia was like an only child for 5 years. So we dedicated all our time, all our efforts into Sophia. She was doing swimming lessons, doing this, and then she's an incredible swimmer. So it's a swimming galas, and the other 3 were babies. So we didn't really kind of do anything with them. But now, like, Lib wants to do gymnastics and horse riding and this and Johnny's got homework. He's got after school clubs. And I genuinely can't keep up. And I don't know how, some of the mums in our school, they're arranging picnics. I'm like, picnic? I haven't even got fucking dinner for tonight. Like, how can you arrange a picnic for 6 weeks' time? I've got so much admiration because I am literally like drowning in school info at the moment. And when my kids are so well behaved, but when I think because we are so close with them, any form of discipline or rules or routine, they just don't take a blind bit of notice to me. And that's something I want to change. And I think we should talk about that today.
I think that the way you do it,
I know what you're going to say.
Could be better.
It's just so fucking annoying.
but I do think it.
But you don't hear.
If you constantly like shouting or telling them off,
but
they're going to end up not listening. And I feel that's where we are.
But you don't hear. Come on, guys, let's do our homework.
Never heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
And you don't hear. Come on, Johnny, should we read a book? you only hear, Johnny, I'm not going to tell you again. Sit down and read your reading book. That's what you hear. You don't hear the 10 times before. And last night I said to you, Pete, if we support each other and stick together, I don't want to be that parent. I don't even want it to be a fight. And I know the kids, and I know they've had a long day at school, and you know there is a lot to be said about playing. Like even the other day, swapping my phone over, came across this old video from lockdown, and I don't know why I was filming it. And then I was like, "Come on, Pete, it's your turn, science." And you're like, "Kids, do you want to do science? No, science is boring. Let's go and play in the garden." And I'm like, and the kid's like, "Yeah, we love Dad. Dad's amazing." And
Did
I'm
I
like,
really say that?
"Yeah."
I didn't actually say
I've got
science is
video
boring.
evidence.
Science isn't boring. I like science.
You said, "Who wants to do science? Science is boring. Come on, kids, let's play in the garden."
Yeah, but that was
Quote.
during lockdown.
It was in lockdown. But I, you know, these kids of ours have got so many opportunities that we didn't have. And my fear is, you know, if you've got all this handed to you on a plate, you're kind of not going to try for anything in your life. I'm not saying me or you had a bad upbringing whatsoever, because, you know, my childhood was incredible. But and yours. But I definitely didn't have what they had. You know, a private school education, you know, what's on offer in the schools. Yeah, they're so lucky, but it's so normal to them. Are they appreciating it? Do they?
No, I think they're still babies. I mean, you know, like obviously, I think Sophia now is older and she's doing her homework on her own. You know, we say to her, "Go and do your homework." She goes and does it.
Every time I go in, she's like that. So my first stage of my makeup routine is, I'm like, Sophia, this is not revising.
But we're on them all the time about that. You know, like saying, you know, you're lucky. You know, they realise that they're lucky. And
But is there a way to completely eradicate this fight every day for eating your dinner, do your homework, brush your teeth? Good. Like, why do kids not want to brush their teeth or go to bed? Like, I love brushing my teeth and I love going to bed.
it's the same you do now because you're older. I remember my dad saying to me, like, I was getting up at like 5:30, 6 in the morning every day. And
To do what?
To get up and watch football videos, or you know, to get up and play football. Like literally, like I was getting up at ridiculous hours, and my mum and dad still be in bed, and I'd just go down and I'd put on like Matt Le Tissier, unbelievable, and I'd watch it the entire.
Not Matt Le Tissier again?
Yeah, love Matt Le Tissier, and then you know, Italia 90, every single goal, and I could recite it.
The Incredible Gulp.
That came later, but you know, like and then he remember him saying to me, you know, when you're a bit older, you would just love a lie in, and I was like, no way. I was like, I couldn't even begin to imagine it. You know,
Because it's funny, no matter what time they go, like even if they have a late night and go to bed at like, say if we've gone somewhere, it's like 8:30, 9.